Yes, it's uncomfortable, but building your skills in this area with some practice over time will make you a great agent that your clients trust. It establishes your value, and you become a really important part of their team. Hi, Bobby Fernandez here, performance coach at Agency Performance Partners. And I'm so excited to talk to you today about having difficult conversations in insurance and how to explain rate increases. Let's be honest, most of us don't enjoy having difficult conversations, be it in our personal lives or in business. Most people avoid having difficult conversations and try and work around them without having to deal with the actual issues at hand. The problem with this is that many times we're putting off the inevitable by trying to find solutions that we don't truly understand or know will work for the other party. This is apparent in a lot of agencies that I work with when teams would rather remarket a policy than have a conversation with a client and take the time to educate them. It's important that we really position ourselves as our client solutions provider to help them build protection for the things that they've worked so hard for. And insurance is really a huge piece of that. Clients deserve to receive honesty and transparency from us as their insurance advisors so they can really make informed decisions for their families and businesses. In this blog, we're going to talk a lot about the importance of having those difficult conversations around insurance, explaining rate increases to your clients so that you can help them get more comfortable and you can get more comfortable in having those meaningful conversations that build trust with your clients. Yes, it's uncomfortable, but building your skills in this area with some practice over time will make you a great agent that your clients trust. It establishes your value, and you become a really important part of their team. So let's talk a little bit about understanding rate increases. It's important to understand that rates go up for many reasons. Many times we make the assumption because of our current market conditions that the rate increase is happening simply because the carrier took a rate. And in many cases, this might be true right now, yes. But there are a lot of times where this is not the case. There's a lot of other factors that go into rates on insurance policies. And it's really critical that we dig into the policy and look at all the contributing factors. Was there any claims history? Was there any driving activity? Did the client's exposures change? Were there any policy changes that affected the rate? Managing our time is so critical in this market and really all the time. We never get more time. So in this current landscape, we really need to be mindful and protect our time using it for the most impactful items that help move the needle for our agency. When we jump into action, making assumptions about rate increases without doing due diligence needed to truly understand the risk, we're burning our most precious resource, time. Let's take some time to understand how and why carriers take rate increases. As insurance professionals, we need to educate ourselves on this process so that we can easily explain why to our customers. Rate increases don't just happen. It's not like our favorite carrier woke up grumpy this morning and decided to change everyone's rate. Carriers determine rates a lot of ways: claims experience, underwriting profitability, economic factors, regulatory environment, reinsurance costs. The list goes on, and you can see all these reasons in my blog. Carriers are required to submit the rate to the state for approval and notify customers before new rates go into effect. Rate making is often super complex, and as agents, we rarely have access into the methodologies used by our carriers. Agencies can obtain a full explanation of rate increases from their carriers and provide those to your clients. However, this is generally confusing. Insurance is confusing, so we don't want to confuse our clients. And a better solution may be to ask your carrier for a generic script regarding their rate increase, or Develop a generic script that's a little more industry specific and not necessarily carrier specific. Rate increases are impactful for our policyholders as many families and businesses operate on a budget. When rate increases aren't planned for, our clients are surprised by these changes and it can create issues for them. This is why being proactive and keeping our clients informed about market conditions can help them plan and adjust their budgets accordingly. Wouldn't you want to know if your premium was going up so that you could plan? Use our chat. We have a question for you. Could your team use a plan, a script, or claim stories on how to explain coverages or rate increases? Now let's talk about preparing for the conversation. Being prepared means that we don't have to spend time repairing. So preparing is critical. Using the principle of treating others the way you want to be treated. The right thing to do is to inform our customer, give them the opportunity to ask questions, and help them develop a plan. These conversations may be difficult at first, but the right thing is not always the easy thing. So let's pick up the phone and make the call. The first step is to gather the information. Review the file and understand what is contributing to the rate increase so that we're prepared to answer those questions. Then you want to make sure that you anticipate any common questions and concerns that may come up. And there's many ways that we can empower our team to have effective conversation. Role play rate increase scenarios during team meetings. This is a great way to be prepared and think about all those things that might come at us. Provide scripts for our teams. We want you to always make the script your own and have it feel natural and normal. But a script is a great way to at least get us started, or maybe we feel caught off guard and we can lean back into that script. Listen to recorded calls of conversations that have happened with clients in the past and provide feedback to one another. This will help you learn and grow and have better conversations in the future. You might also consider creating a list of frequently asked questions and effective responses. This will help your team be empowered with those things. Making sure our team understands and can effectively communicate the why behind the rate increase will allow them to have more productive conversations with our clients and help them build a plan on how your agency is going to be their best solutions provider when this happens. We want to talk about now some tips for explaining rate increases. So communication is key, and choosing the right time and the right place to have these conversations really will need to be considered. Let's not call the client on Friday afternoon at 4:30, hoping that they won't answer their phone and then leaving a message about a rate increase on their voicemail. How would you feel about that? Find a time that works for the client. When we get them on the phone, we need to be transparent and honest. Don't apologize for the rate, as it makes it feel like you've actually done something wrong, but you didn't set the rate. You do want to have empathy and educate your client. Education is our sword against price, and we need to be prepared with relatable examples using simple insurance terminology. Insurance conversation can be difficult and confusing. Make your customer feel comfortable and be relatable so they feel that they can express their concerns and ask any questions about things that they don't understand without feeling uneducated or silly. Address your client's concerns proactively. Don't just ignore them or give super vague responses. Discuss options and alternatives around discounts, coverage modifications, and how this is going to impact their coverage. Although these conversations can be difficult, they establish your value and they allow your client to make the best decision for their family and businesses. This could be adjusting a deductible or a coverage limit. Only after reviewing your client's policy and obtaining updated underwriting information should we consider exploring different policies or different carriers. We do have some products out there for you this month on how to handle rate increases. So go visit us. There's some discount codes. And if you need that and that would be helpful for your agency, go out there and take a peek at that now. So let's talk about handling emotional reactions. Insurance difficult conversations many times will create an emotional response in our clients as they're not really expecting this news. Although information about the insurance market and rate increases are public knowledge, it still may be a surprise to our client. They might feel angry, they might be frustrated, or they might be confused. Your role is to be their solutions provider and guide them confidently. It's important to remember we need to be listening actively. Allow the client to share their thoughts and their feelings and don't interrupt them. This shows that you value their perspective and that you're willing to listen to them. The next thing we want to do is empathize. Acknowledge the client's emotions and express empathy. Oh man, that really stinks. This allows them to feel that you recognize and appreciate their concerns. And then we want to explain the why. This allows the client to understand the necessity of any adjustments to their policy. Although it may not make it easier, being honest and transparent allows us to come to a place of understanding so that we can move forward with options for solutions. Then we want to establish value. Help the client see the bigger picture by focusing on the protection and the peace of mind that insurance policies are offering their businesses and their families. And then explore the options. Discuss payment options, bundling coverages, discounts. Review these options with your client so that they can be empowered to make the decisions that meet their needs and their budget. And then review their policy with them. Reviewing the client's policy with them will allow you to answer any questions that they might have to ensure that they understand all of the options and the coverage that they have. This also allows you to get a better understanding of their risk and things that may have changed and make any adjustments that might actually benefit your client. You want to keep positioning yourself as your client's solutions provider and invite them into a plan. Be patient, understanding, and proactive in finding those solutions. Building a positive and transparent relationship with the client can go a really long way in managing their emotions and maintaining that trust. Then we want to have post-conversation follow-up. Following up after the conversation is so key. So after your call, follow up with written documentation of the conversation. It's important to communicate the plan clearly so everyone is on the same page and we don't have any misunderstandings. Establish a timeline of any actions that you're going to take or any additional information that you need from your client. Be sure to document your agency management system of any changes or declinations of coverage so you CYA, cover your agency. This will also allow any others in your agency to understand the conversation and answer any question that the client may have if you're not available. Encourage your client to ask questions and give them options for communication so they feel comfortable reaching out to you. Set a time to follow up with them and do a check-in. Being proactive will help clients feel more engaged and less caught off guard when changes do occur. This also allows you to monitor satisfaction and obtain feedback that can help your agency be ridiculously amazing. Dealing with difficult scenarios. What about those clients where we just can't ever seem to make them happy? Do you have those in your book? Like many agencies, your answer was probably yes, and you probably have more than one. As an agency, you need to determine why. There are normally two reasons here. It's either an us challenge or it's a them challenge. As with every challenge, there's opportunity. And we need to look at these situations and carefully understand which of these buckets this falls into. Is there something truly going on with the client's account that's causing these persistent issues? Is it a carrier-related issue? Is it a policy-related issue? Or is it a personnel issue within the agency? When persistent complaints occur, getting another set of eyes on the account to understand what's happening and where the client's frustrations are coming from is going to be critical to determine the next steps. Be sure to ask the client for their feedback so you're able to understand their side of the story. There's always multiple sides to a story. And then you want to develop a plan to solve their challenges. When we show our client that we care and that we can actively solve their challenges by having those difficult conversations, we can repair the relationship before it's too late and they decide to take their business elsewhere. Sometimes it's a client issue, though. Let's be honest, in those cases, you need to be your team's hero in those instances. This may mean relocating the client outside your agency if they're no longer a good fit and you are no longer in alignment. When a client no longer sees the value of your agency and can be better served by an agency that might be a better fit, it's okay to let them go and focus on your customers that are more aligned with your agency's vision. But what happens when we just get that surprise call from a customer who just wants to cancel their policy and it comes as a complete surprise? Maybe we never even heard from that client and knew an issue existed. We weren't proactive in reaching out, and now we have to go into repair mode. That trust is already broken. Ask the difficult questions and be ready to receive that feedback your agency needs to learn from so these kinds of challenges don't come up in the future. Most agencies make it way too easy to leave. We need to be open to receiving feedback and request it, having those difficult conversations about how and why we could have done better, and try and reestablish the trust with the customer and try and save that cancellation. What we can't do is simply say, "Where would you like me to send that cancellation request for signature?" This will make your client feel like they made the right decision by choosing to leave because it doesn't show any value. And it doesn't help our agency become any better or give us an opportunity to learn. So in conclusion, open and honest communication is the key to success in having difficult conversations. The more we can be proactive and not fearful of these conversations allows us to build positive relationships with our clients that last. Remember, don't be defensive and see each situation as an opportunity to learn and grow. Many times, difficult conversations can lead to better understanding, trust, and long-lasting client relationships. Pick up the phone and just do it. With practice, these conversations will get easy over time. And you may actually surprise yourself with the respect that you'll be able to earn from your clients when you treat them like more than just a policy, but a human. I hope that you really enjoyed this podcast. We've got some great freemium content out there right now. We have the cyber liability coverage explanation. And this month, super, super exciting. Our new product is coming out, how to explain personal lines, commercial lines, and benefits coverage. It's our new course. Go check it out in our school now. This is going to be a great way to teach your team with scripts and all of the different things that you need to be able to empower your team to have great coverage conversations in your agency. So thanks for joining me. Go be ridiculously amazing, and we look forward to seeing you next time.